Welcome to our Level 3 tutorial. By the time a student reaches Level 3, they should be able to exhibit all of the skills taught in Level 2 and swim the full length of the pool by themselves. In Level 3, we'll teach a student freestyle with side breathing, we'll go over backstroke and dolphin kicks, and we'll introduce breaststroke kicks so that by the time they reach Level 4, they can swim the entire breaststroke. We'll also show our students how to do a somersault so that they can eventually do a flip turn on their own. As we transition our Level 3 students from rolling over to breathe during their freestyle into side breathing, we'll start by giving them a kickboard. You want your student to practice their bubble arm, breathe arm. You want their eyes to be facing down towards the water as they move their arm in a typical freestyle movement. As they begin their breath, you want them to turn their head with their ear touching their arm and their mouth out of the water to get an adequate breath. Most importantly, you want them to turn their head back into the water with their eyes down before moving their arm around their head and finishing the freestyle movement. As with the kickboard, when we teach side breathing with the noodle, you want your student to hold the noodle with both hands in front of their head in a torpedo motion. As they begin their freestyle, you want them to turn their head with their ear touching their arm to get an adequate breath, and you want their head to turn back into the water with their eyes down as they move their arm back around their head to finish their freestyle movement. Once your students have mastered side breathing with the noodle, you'll have them practice independently. You want to make sure that with their bubble arm, they're breathing bubbles out into the water so that on their breathe arm, they're only inhaling as they quickly take a breath and go back into their stroke. As you begin to teach your Level 3 student the breaststroke kick, you'll have them start with their hands on their wall as you take their feet into your hands. You want them to keep their feet under the water at all times as they point their toes and flex their heels. You'll then have them move their kicks out, around, and back together because that push is what's going to get them moving in the water. After your Level 3 student is comfortable on the wall with their breaststroke kick, you'll have them take a kickboard and begin kicking across the pool. You want to make sure that their feet stay underwater and you want to really emphasize that their foot is flexed during this motion. As they finish their kick and go back with their legs together, you want to ensure that their toes are pointed. An important part of breaststroke is making sure that you have the timing with your breath correct. As we begin to teach our Level 3 students how to breathe while doing breaststroke kick, we'll give them a kickboard. The motion is going to be breathe, kick, kick, glide, and then take another breath. So you want them to take a breath, do 2 complete breaststroke kicks, and glide with their feet together and toes pointed before taking their second breath. After your Level 3 student is comfortable with kicking and taking a breath with the kickboard, you're going to give them a small macaroni noodle to hold in both their hands above their head. An important part of the glide with breaststroke is making sure that their head stays underneath their arms. You want them to take a breath, and before their eyes go back into the water, you want to make sure that their heels go up to their bottom to begin their breaststroke kick. You'll then have them put their head back into the water and begin that first kick as they do our kick, kick, glide, breath movement. As we teach our Level 3 student how to continue their breath, you're going to have their hands start in the I position. As they move into the Y position, they'll lift their head out of the water to take a breath. You'll then have them scoop around, and as their hands move back together, their eyes will go back into the water as they begin their breaststroke kick. After we've taught our Level 3 students the separate movements of breaststroke kick and breathing, you're going to hand them a large noodle to put underneath their arms. You're going to have them move their hands from the I into the Y position as they lift their head out of the water for their breath. You're then going to have them put their head back into the water as their hands go back together into their gliding position and their heels are at their bottom. You want to make sure that their heels are up at their bottom before their head is back into the water. Now that we've taught our Level 3 students all of the movements involved in breaststroke, you're going to take away the noodle and any other assistance and have them try it on their own. You'll have them begin by pull, breathe, kick, kick, glide. Pull, breathe, kick, kick, glide, all the way across the pool. In Level 3, we're going to teach our students how to properly somersault in the water so that they can begin their flip turn in Level 4. You'll have them put their hands in a torpedo motion above their head and have them follow their hands into the water all the way around in a somersault motion. As you have your Level 3 student practice their somersault across the pool, you'll have them do 10 kicks and then pull their arms into the water and begin their somersault. Afterwards, you'll have them go back into kicking and have them do 10 kicks and start again. In level 3, we also teach our students a drop-down start for when they begin racing. You want them to start by putting one hand in front of their head. The hand that's on the wall is going to come over their face, and they're going to push off the wall and sink below the water as they move their hand from the wall into a torpedo position and a tight streamline under the water. And that completes our level 3 tutorial. We'll see you again in level 4.